What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another video. Today we are diff swapping the 240. So what do I mean by diff swapping? So I'm not actually changing the diff, I am just changing the diff ratio. And I'm doing this in an interesting way. So a Nissan Frontier or a Nissan Xterra, the ring and pinion from the front diff of one of those fits perfectly into an S13 diff. So I have an Xterra front diff, and I have to take that apart. I have to take the ring and pinion out of the Xterra diff, and then I have to drop my diff and put the ring and pinion from the Xterra diff in the 240. So that is the plan for today. First step is getting my diff out of the car. Now that I've done it once, it shouldn't be too terrible because I kind of know what I'm doing. So let's get to it. Somehow, every single bolt on my right axle had worked its way loose. So that's not great. That explains the noise that was coming from the rear end. They were all hand tight. I don't know how they were still on there. But, you know, what can you do? They will be tight now, so that's good. This is why you nut and bolt check things. Take a look at my lovely diff drain plug. See, there's just a little bit of metal in there. Not really too bad. It's a welded, so there's gonna be slag and stuff in there. And I never flushed the fluid after I welded the diff, so it's expected to have that much metal in the diff. Now I just need to drop it. I have all the axles and drive shaft disconnected. I just need to drop the actual mounting bolts, and then we'll get to taking it apart. All right, the diff is out. So this is the diff out of the 240, and the ring and pinion that I'm replacing, which changes the gear ratio, is this piece and the shaft that goes in here. So right now I have a 408 ring and pinion, and I'm putting in a 463 ring and pinion. So it will make the gears shorter. So basically when I'm in second gear, I'll be at a higher RPM, and it'll make it easier to slide with my 2 horsepower. So basically we have to take all this stuff out, and then this whole case comes out, and you can see this part unbolts. That gets unbolted. I bolt on the Frontier, and then we throw it back in. Pretty simple. Just like that. Step shafts out. Next, we have to take off these caps and make sure we keep them oriented in the correct way, because the shims are different. You're also supposed to measure backlash. I'm not gonna do that.
Out of there. Come on.
Go. Ooh. If you have ever done any work on a car, like differential or transmission, you will know gear oil smells worse than like anything ever. Like, it's terrible. It smells so bad. So you need to keep track of the shims, because it changes the diff alignment. So you see these little shims here? Those are important. And you need to make sure you put them back on the correct sides. Alright, so the shims I was talking about are these little rings, and they go right around this bearing right here on the sides. and you need to make sure you put them back on the sides that they came on. Okay, this piece got taken off. Needed a little massaging. Now we just need to get this out of there. So, that should be fun. After lots of hammering, the ring and pinion is out.
Yes.
Don't be dumb and mess up your threads like I did, because now this is basically useless. Well, it can probably be saved, but it's not looking good. Look at that. Just like that, we have the ring and pinion from the S13, nice and loose. Oh, it's a great time to see my booger welds. Look at my boogers. Lovely. Oh, look at that, yeah. Anyways, here is the ring and the pinion from the S13. So now I just need to get the ring and pinion from the Xterra diff. That all taken apart and swap that ring on this. What the plan is I have the Frontier ring and this is the Frontier pinion. And these are gonna go together into my welded carrier for the 240. I think this carrier is actually the same that came on the Frontier. So theoretically you could swap the whole carrier over. However, that carrier is obviously not welded and I already have this one welded. So I am gonna save that stuff just in case I ever blow this one up. I'll have another core to weld. So now I just need to put the ring, the ring back on the carrier, get it all nice and torqued down, get all the shims and stuff. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. These are the shims that came off the 241. Get those put onto the pinion. Get everything shimmed up proper. And then put it all back together and put it in the car. Okay, so the way you know what ratio this is there is numbers on it. There's two numbers, and you do the division to find the ratio. Now, for a 463 diff, it should say 5111. This one says 4910. I don't know if you can see that. So, we're putting a 4.9 in. It's gonna be real short. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think it's gonna be too short. But you know, now I have the ratios to swap. All right, that's all good and torqued down. I have to put the new pinion into the diff casing and then put the carrier back in and all the shims and all that good stuff. And then we're ready to throw it back in the car and go test it out. Are you guys ready for some YouTube magic? This diff is gonna put itself back together on its own. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Just like that, diff is all assembled. Just gotta gasket it up. Let it sit for half an hour, 45 minutes, probably an hour. And then throw it back in the car. Okay, we have to let that sit for like an hour to let it dry. While that sits, I have a poly trans mount to put in. I have poly engine mounts and the trans mount is now gone, so I can see a lot of side to, no, not side to side. Forward back, yes. There's a lot of forward back play in the shifter. So we have a polyurethane ISR trans mount. And hopefully, well, I guess it's like a bushing. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna throw that in real quick. Trans mount is in, low-key pretty easy. Time to fill up the diff. Alrighty, diff is in. We just gotta lower it down. clean up all my mess, and then go give it a test rip. I'm probably not going to do any sliding because I want to swap the wheels over before I do that and check alignment stuff. But I'm definitely going to go drive it around and see how it feels with the 4.9. I want to take it on the highway and see how awful it is and like what RPM I have to, like, am I going to have to do 55 on the highway? All right, I take back everything I just said about not testing this diff out. It's currently raining outside, so I'll be able to spin these no problem. So let's go test. Honestly, really surprised at how good the 4.9 diff like wakes up the car. If you guys want to do this, it costs $100 for the diff and like $100 shipping. So I would recommend the 4.6, not the 4.9. I don't know why I got the 4.9. I thought it was gonna be a 4.6, but it is what it is. Still works pretty good, as you guys just saw. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.